So go to google.com, search for trends, okay? And then that will bring up, surprise, surprise, Google Trends, okay? So you're going to need that open. Here's a question for you. What do you think is the most exported TV show that Australia produces? What do you think is the most exported TV show that Australia produces? What do you reckon? Ooh, Neighbours, yeah. Home and Away, perhaps, yeah. Home and Away, Home and Away. Crocodile Hunter, let me just go back up. Somebody said it right a little ago. Just missed it. Crocodile Hunter, Home and Away. Deb, you're right. Home and Away, Neighbours. Home and Away, Prisoner. Think maybe I didn't phrase that well. I kind of led you down a shitty path. Recent program. Let's go with recent program. There you go. Wiggles. Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. I don't think that would go into it. V8 Supercars. That could work. Yeah. Bananas in Pajamas. MKR. Lots of folks. Yes. MasterChef. Gogglebox. All right. So we've got lots of different ideas there. Neighbours, Home and Away, Gogglebox, Prisoners, Wentworth. What else? Wiggles, V8 Supercars. What else do we have? MasterChef, yada yada yada. Celebrity Get Me Out of Here, The Voice, AFL, etc. etc. So all of those, I would imagine, would work for this. Let's just go with, just because, ex-chef, Master Chef, and let's do Australia, just because. MasterChef Australia. Okay, so you go to Google Trends. You can try this with all of them. MasterChef Australia. So what's going to happen now is it's going to tell us, and we're just going to change that from USA to worldwide, and we're going to look at the last. Let's look at the last 5 years, okay? Because we want to kind of get an idea of what's going on. This is all important, but not really for what we're doing. Interest by region. Here's what's important, okay? Interest by region. So here's where people are who are searching for the search term MasterChef Australia. Of course, New Zealand and Australia, big searches for that. But also, well, South Africa, interesting. Also, India, interesting. Saudi. Lots of places in Europe. I can tell you that MasterChef Australia is on here in Portugal most nights of the week. UK, all the Poms love all that stuff. Brazil, Argentina, USA, Canada. Canada. I love saying it, Canada. Ever since Tony Abbott said it that way, I just think it's hilarious. So, step number one, when you're thinking of what countries to scale out in, what countries love Australiana products, think about who in the world likes Australian culture? Who in the world likes Australian culture? A good way to figure that out is by TV shows. Where are Australian TV shows being watched? Well, now we know. So we've got India, we've got South Africa, we've got Europe, Brazil, Canada, etc., etc. So that's one way of doing it, all right? The other way of doing it is to think about students coming to Australia to study, because if students are coming to Australia for studying, then that will tell you that there is a good relationship perceptually between that country and Australia. Otherwise, they wouldn't send their kids here. You just wouldn't send your kids here. So you can get that from, let's just do a search for which countries. What shall we type in here? Do most international, that'll do. Do most international students, anything else, in Australia come from? That's it, Neil. That's what you want. And let's have a look. What comes up? Which countries don't, here we go. Let's have a look here. So here's the list. China, India, Indonesia, South Korea, Canada, New Zealand, look how they spell Zealand, United States, Japan, Germany, UK. All right, so now we know that those target countries must have a good perceptual understanding of life in Australia because they're happy to send their kids there to come and get schooled here, which tells us the following. The Australian government has done, by and large, a freaking awesome job of promoting Australia right around the world. And it doesn't matter where you go in the world, for the most part, people love Aussies. They just think Aussies are bloody awesome, okay? So Australian government's done an awesome job of that. And so now, as a seller, a purveyor of Australian products, now all we need to do is figure out where they've done the best job, where Australians are best perceived, and that becomes the target countries that we can launch our Australian-based products into. And that's a very, very simple empirical way. I don't know why I keep saying empirical today. I've been reading science books. A very, very simple way to know with reasonable certainty where your products are going to be well received around the world. That's certainly what I use as well, and that's what led me to launch into India with my Aussie products, and that's been thus far a very, very cool experience for me. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much, much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.